Good morning.
Welcome to the morning show.
Yeah.
The Big Show with Glenn and Angel on Kiss 92.
Good morning.
Sometimes getting out of bed in the morning is a lot to deal with all at once.
Woo! Welcome to Therapy Tuesday with the award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan Twang Ling.
Did you have to give my entire name?
Was that her real name?
What do you think?
I think so, because she said, whose name is... She didn't say whose name is that. So.
Of course, because the first time I got to know Jerry was when she was in school, right? So
Yeah.
I was up there. I was like, okay, come on up, Geraldine Tan Twang Ling.
You're as bad as my music teacher.
Oh my gosh.
The dialect name is Twang. So the music teacher went twang, and I was like, I don't think it's
Twang, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn, you got it wrong. It's twang.
But somehow...
It's not twang.
I feel like twang. You see,
Twang's so American.
My Chinese surname, if you're talking about Han Yupin, is Wang.
Wang.
And most people say Wang, right? But when I was in school,
It's a Wang.
I called myself Wang.
Wang.
Glenn Wang.
That's very American. Good morning, Dr. Jerry. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Happy to be here again.
It is
And
Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. It marks my Tuesday. And I'm very, very excited because the last week, Glenn was mixing up what neurodiverse was, neurotypical was. So I got my interns to come up with a list of different words that might be useful for all of us.
Okay.
yes.
So are these terms that only psychologists use so that we can understand, or are these terms that we could possibly use every day?
I don't
Not every
think
day, but you know what I mean.
I don't think they are words that we want to use every day, but it just helps us to understand each other's lingo. And some of the younger teens or children, they are using some of this terminology. So even like words like neurodiverse or neurotypical, so they are using it in school also, and they are using it quite freely. So sometimes even in the workplace, people are saying, I have a neurodiverse colleague. So a neurodiverse colleague can mean many different things. It could mean somebody on the autistic spectrum. It could mean somebody that is not the same as another person. So they use it rather loosely. But, when we talk about neurodiverse in our context, it's just having a brain that functions differently from other people.
But you see, I don't like terms like this because it is just like, it's not specific. I'd rather it be specific. If someone is autistic, okay, we can just say he's on the spectrum, he's autistic. At least everybody will know what the person's condition is. But if you just say neurodiverse, it's an umbrella under which, that...
Many things fall, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask. So, like you were giving an example of, I have a colleague who's neurodiverse, so they may be autistic. Is it no longer correct to say autistic or on the spectrum? Is neurodiverse the correct one?
You can, but sometimes people don't want to be so specific. So it can cover so many different disorders, right? Like even like ADHD, or it could be somebody that has a learning issue and displays or demonstrates their behavior differently, and they don't want to be too specific about it.
So if they say they're neurodiverse, then we just stick to that and don't ask them what the diversity is? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes they don't want to share. Sometimes they are unsure what it is, but they know they have something. So they then say, I'm neurodivergent.
So I can call Glenn neurodiverse because I'm sure he has something. I just don't know what it is. Right?
See, and I would like to know what it is. What is it that I have?
We'll find out, I guess.
And then these days, you can't even call someone retarded. Back in the day, it's like I can call people whom I feel are slow retarded, right? But these days, it's like if I use retarded, everybody looks at me and and like they want to cancel me. I'm like, why? The guy is genuinely slow.
Dr. Jerry?
Okay.
Sometimes he's just trying to get a reaction from
No,
us.
but it's true. Oh my god.
But
I'm just
don't label someone.
I'm just practical, right?
But I know, I see what he's saying. Isn't neurodiverse also labeling somebody?
We are
It's just a different label, right?
gentler and more neutral terms.
Okay.
You see, only if you have a face of someone who's retarded in your mind. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's just a word that means slow, right? Okay, anyway.
And we're not saying that neurodiverse, we're not saying that if you're neurodiverse, you're slow. You're just saying that your brain works differently.
I'm not even thinking about the word neurodiverse right now, quite frankly. Okay, let's continue to talk about it on the Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Jordan Adetunji with Kelani on Kiss 92. Yeah, no, I was just thinking in general, like sometimes, you call someone, hey, you're crazy, but even that now is not
right.
Right.
So I looked up the word retarded.
Yeah.
And it's the meaning of it is less advanced in mental, physical, or social development than is usual for one's age.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it also has at the top offensive.
You see what I mean?
Now it's offensive.
It's offensive because now they're saying it's offensive. But, why should it be offensive?
Because it has a negative connotation. So we are trying to find words that have less negativity.
Wait till I start like shouting at someone, you neurodiverse person. And then it will become, offensive as well.
But you know what? Under this this description, it also says very foolish or stupid. So that is the negative connotation that is attached to the original meaning. So I think it's because of that it's become a negative word.
But so moving on, there is
Dr. Jerry's finding it very difficult today.
Yes, let's not complicate matters, Angel.
Oh, gee, thanks, Glenn.
Okay. Back to what we originally planned for today, Jerry. Go ahead, please.
Well, I mean, it is talking about all the different words and how it's being used, right? Just to confuse matters, there's high needs and low needs. So in the past, we say high functioning and low functioning. Apparently, this is not the right way of describing someone. So we describe someone with higher needs or lower needs. So a neurodivergent person with high needs means that they need more attention, they need more help, they need more care. Somebody that is neurodivergent with low needs means they don't need as much support.
So someone with autism on the lower spectrum or the higher end of the spectrum, is that the equivalent?
So on the higher functioning, so this is confusing, right? So in the past, when we say someone is high functioning, now we say that they have low needs. That means they don't need as much support.
It's the same meaning.
Yes, but
Okay.
in the past, when we say somebody is low functioning, they are now said
High
to
needs.
have high needs. They need more support. So that's where it gets a bit confusing when the words are reversed.
So wait, high functioning means there's something wrong.
No, high functioning means they can function well. Right?
Okay,
that
function
means
well,
that no, with whatever. So you're autistic, but you are a high functioning autistic person, individual, means you can function in many ways.
Oh.
So that means your needs are low. But if you're low functioning,
Low
means you're very low on the functioning scale, which means your needs are high.
So you can't use terms like, oh, he's a high functioning individual. That's how he got to the position of CEO.
It's possible,
Is it?
right?
So we don't use high functioning anymore.
Oh,
So
oh.
he has
Thank
low,
goodness.
Low needs.
Yeah,
Now you
so
use
he
low
has
needs.
Low
less
needs, okay.
support. Yeah, he needs lesser support.
Less support. Okay. Got it?
Low needs, okay.
Yeah.
So
No
if
more high functioning.
Yeah.
Low needs.
Low needs is someone who...
Better functions. You know what I mean?
But are we talking about a certain condition here or just
Autism,
general?
is it?
Just autism, is it?
It can refer to
any.
any sort of clinical disorder.
Low needs.
Yeah.
Any
But
neurodivergent individual.
Oh, you know what? This is very confusing. I don't think I'm the only one who's confused.
I'm taking notes, so I'm a little bit better than you.
Wait, so low functioning meaning this person actually needs help.
Yes. They have high
Okay,
needs.
okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so no more high functioning, low functioning.
Now I'm serious
It's
already because I really
high-
want to learn now.
high needs and low needs.
That's all
so
it is.
for those out there who feel that this session is, useful, please blast it out so that you don't use the wrong words. We thought these could be useful because we don't want to offend anyone, outside. Another very confusing terminology that psychologists use, we use assessment and testing. Now, we are schooled or we come from the academic framework where assessment and test means almost the same thing. For us, it means different things. So when we say go for an assessment, it means go for a consultation.
What's wrong with consultation?
Be assessed by a psychologist or by a psychiatrist, so a psychological assessment just means that you are in consult with a psychologist and they may do maybe a survey or two, but you will not have any report.
Oh,
So it's just a consultation and they may do maybe one or two surveys.
But an assessment can lead to a test. Yes? No?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Got
So
it.
if we have a need that you may require, or we are trying to test for formally for maybe dyslexia or learning disorder. I see the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
okay, hold on.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the TPE towards the PIE after the Seletar Link exit, a vehicle's broken down. Also on the BKE towards the PIE at the PIE City exit, another vehicle is having a bit of trouble there. Let us know if you spot anything. 885550
Welcome back to The Big Show on The Big Show TV. Our guest for today, because it's a lovely Tuesday, is the lovely Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. Good morning, Jerry. Jerry's trying to teach us certain terms and all that. But I seem to be failing.
It is confusing, therefore we are talking about it in all honesty, right? In all fairness. Yeah, so we were talking about assessment and testing. So assessment usually is a consultation, and it can lead to a testing if we see the necessity. So psychological testing usually are like your IQ testing, your career testing, so testing for autism, testing for your learning disorders, and these are standardized tests that are done, and it can take quite a number of hours with a report afterwards.
So not all assessments lead to tests. An assessment would be made just to see if you need to be tested for a certain disorder, right?
So a psych assessment can be that we are assessing you maybe for schizophrenia. It could be for eating disorder. So we are assessing the situation.
Okay.
So that is that consultation that we are looking at.
Okay.
All right. But I think more importantly, now that we are back on the radio and we were talking about a few other things just now on the Big Show TV, it is
Yes.
the terms. In case you missed what we're talking about earlier on, I am for being very specific.
Yeah.
Like if I'm out there and I see someone, who obviously is neurodiverse,
Very good.
I would want to know what condition the person is. You see, I can't even say the person is suffering from.
No.
Or the person has.
Diagnosed with.
Okay?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If the person is autistic, the person is autistic.
Yeah.
If the person is bipolar, the person is bipolar.
But not
If the
everybody wants
person
to
is-
reveal it. So you'll still
Yeah,
have
but
to
people
call.
will be asking questions, right?
Asking who questions?
Yeah, and then they'll be jumping to their own conclusions. Isn't that worse?
Dr. Jerry?
They can, but it's really up to the person whether they want to share it or not, right? It's the right of the person. So all of us are entitled to that. But they are letting you know that they may behave differently or they have different needs. So they are giving you a heads up. They just did not tell you what their diagnosis is or what specifically their diagnosis is.
Yeah,
Okay.
because not everyone wants to repeat the story with everybody that they meet. You know what I mean? They just say diverse and they stop there.
Right.
You know?
I mean, but they don't have. Okay.
They
like,
would have to. I mean, if everybody's like you and needs
Like,
to
hi,
know what they
I'm
have.
Glenn, and I have ADHD.
Yeah.
They may say certain things that give you a clue. For example, another word would be I have sensory overload. So now it's being used everywhere. All the young, I don't know, the younger generation would go, I've got sensory overload. I'm
is that?
overstimulated.
It's true though. I feel that as well sometimes.
That's also under neurodivergence.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It is?
Yes,
No.
yes.
See?
It's a disorder?
So they tend to have more situations where they are overstimulated. So we use that actually to describe the overstimulation of their senses. So yeah, the brain is overwhelmed by all the experiences, light, sound, smells.
All right, let's go on the Big Show TV and continue this conversation with Dr. Geraldine Tan. It is 8:21.
Kiss 92 time check.
I didn't think that sensory overload would be a disorder though, because
It's
like
not a disorder.
it's
we're
not, right?
Diagnosing,
Okay.
Yes, but it is part of somebody with neurodivergence to have sensory overload. So you and I may
See what I
go
mean?
to like a party and there's this pounding music, boom, boom, boom. And we go like, oh, it's so loud, and we might complain about it, but we are still able to tolerate it. But somebody who has a sensory overload can have a complete meltdown. And they may react very differently. So it's more than just us complaining or having a headache from it. It is, they may have a very bad reaction to it.
But now you're saying a lot of younger people are saying they have sensory overload,
Very-
but they're using it wrongly.
They're just being very casual about it because the word is being thrown around.
Right.
They know the word. They find it very trendy to say, "Oh, I've got sensory overload. You know, this place is so crowded. Now I've got sensory overload. I'm, overstimulated."
So much like
So
they
they-
use OCD, ADHD, I'm
Yes.
depressed,
Yes,
all those
yes,
terms,
yes.
right?
All under neurodivergence.
Not depression. though.
Why? Why not
Is
depression?
depression
Of
under
course,
neuro-
it has to be.
It is as well. So everything
Yeah,
is
what?
under it.
Exactly.
Everything.
Which is why I'm saying I have an issue with this.
So an eating disorder is also divergence.
They don't typically use that, but it's
Everything.
It's
Why
when
not
the
just
brain-
throw it in? I have a new definition for neurodivergence.
Yeah.
Not normal.
No. But okay.
Abnormal?
Usually we use that for ADHD, autism. Yeah. So that,
Okay.
and usually it's being used in school, lah. Yeah. So that the teachers know who they're
Neurodivergence?
dealing with. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So usually only two things fall under it.
The learning disorder can fall under it.
Okay. Dyslexia also can fall under it as well.
Oppositional defiant disorder can fall under it.
Everything.
All right. Yeah. Look, we're not making light of this. It's
Yeah.
just that we're trying to
Understand it.
to understand.
Yes,
And
yes.
I think all psychologists should come together and simplify it a little bit more, because you cannot expect your regular man in the street to take note of all these politically correct terms.
Yeah.
and someone, says something and feels like he or she is being specific and not offensive, in the end will be seen as ignorant and offensive. It's
That's
difficult.
why we are talking about it on Therapy Tuesday, so that more people know about it, they can
Yeah, but
share it.
but only the really intelligent people watch the big show. What about the stupid people who just can't get it? I mean, I was kind of dumb for a while. I get it now.
Yeah, you understand now.
Yeah.
Not stupid people, uninformed. Uninformed. It's the people that don't know the information.
But stupid
you
people
didn't-
come under neurodivergence as well.
So now we are made aware, so we are more aware of all these terminologies. Please share it with more people. Thank you very much. The other fun one that we have said before on other programs or other episodes would be stimming. The stimming behavior, stimming. So this is actually referring to repetitive behavior, so rocking behavior, hit banging behavior, but now more and more people are using it very loosely, where if they're anxious and they're doing the action over and over again, they say, I have stimming behavior, or this person is stimming.
Stimming as
Yeah.
in stimming, right?
I-N-G.
So
Yes,
fidgeting with a
yes.
pen and everything else is also stimming?
Yeah, so they call it stimming. So they have expanded it, but originally it's used for children with autism or people with autism, and they are like doing the hand flapping, the turning, so repetitive behaviors. Yeah, but we do know that when you're anxious or sometimes when you're trying to calm yourself down, you also do repetitive behaviors. So that's stimming behaviors.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, so much information. I feel sensory
know.
overload right now.
Information overload, not
Information.
sensory
Okay,
overload.
okay. I'm very noisy also.
I'm
Everything, my
okay
ears.
now. Actually, I'm absorbing.
Absorbing? Okay, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
I guess the other one that people love to use is rumination. So if you're thinking a lot, so a lot of people use it as I'm overthinking. But rumination, we use it when somebody is perhaps anxious and they keep thinking over and over again about the anxious thoughts, and they're stuck there and they cannot move out of it, and it causes an issue for them. So usually you ruminate on a negative thought, negative worry, the consequences, situation. Yeah, but
So it's almost like
now,
thoughts running around in your head, going around in circles.
Rumination.
Yes.
Ruminate.
Okay, let's
ruminating.
let's just pursue this for a while, because I feel like there are many people
Who
who
have.
are going through this right now, rumination, right? So perhaps maybe you can talk to them right now on the Big Show TV and perhaps give them some advice as to how they can try and snap out of it, because it
happens
it's
with a lot of people.
torture.
It's stress as well, because
Yeah.
you keep thinking about that situation. I would think that's ruminating as well, right?
So how can they
So-
get over this?
Okay, so how you're using it now is us thinking about a situation that may be troublesome for us. So for those, typically we don't call it. So if it is under a disorder like anxiety, we call it rumination. So outside of the disorder, we don't typically use that term, but now people start using that term. So if you're constantly thinking about something, it might not be a bad thing. You're trying to think of a solution, and you might not be stuck. You might be puzzled for a little bit. You might not have the solution for a little while, but you would talk to people. So that's one method. You would consult other people. You would look for solutions. There is something productive that you can do. But when we talk about rumination, they're stuck there. they cannot do anything else. They feel like there is no way out. There are no options at all, and they just push themselves to a corner. So they do it to themselves. They push themselves to a corner. They disallow themselves to look for any, or they're not capable of looking for any solutions.
And they don't accept any help, and they're trapped. Is that what you mean?
They feel trapped. They feel trapped. Yeah. So they might want to, but they don't see that there is
solution.
the help is a possibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Going for a traffic update.
Hey.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the TPE towards the PIE, a vehicle's broken down after Seletar Link's exit. Also on the SLA towards the CTE, another broken down vehicle has been spotted before the TPE exit. Wherever you are this Tuesday morning, stay safe.
Welcome back to Happy at Work Thursday. No, sorry. Welcome to Therapy Tuesday. Did I say Happy at Work Tuesday?
No, you were about to say Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Therapy Tuesdays with Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. And we were just talking about rumination off the air. If you want to find out a little bit more about what rumination is, then, you should watch us again on Facebook or YouTube. But now we move on. So what's after rumination, Dr. Geraldine Tan?
He has to say my entire name today,
Yes.
Okay, the other one that is really fun is
Dr. Geraldine Tan Twang Ling.
Oh my goodness.
Not everybody who knows my name.
That's right.
Projecting and projection. So what do you think projecting is?
Oh,
Casting
myself on someone.
a thought or an opinion on something else.
Close.
Okay.
So this, what you've just described is, you're projecting your frustration on me or
On me,
disappointment on me, right? So we use it in that way. But projection or projecting in psychology is actually a psychological defense mechanism where someone actually, it is used rightly, you've described it rightly, Angel, but they push their unwanted feelings, thoughts, and traits onto someone else. And it can be quite destructive.
Like gaslighting. Is it?
Gaslighting is under manipulation. So that's different.
Okay.
So I project my disappointment onto someone else. So it could be a parent to a child. It could be in a relationship. Yeah.
And then making that person feel bad as a result, right? Because
so
when you do that, you put pressure on someone. You almost make the person feel like it's their fault.
Take it out on that person.
So that would be gaslighting. That would be under manipulation. Yeah.
That's the difference, I guess.
Yeah. So this is actually my feeling, and I don't want to acknowledge, or I don't know my feelings, and I put it on to someone else.
I don't get it. I don't quite. Can you give us a situation?
Okay, so let's say you are the example I have here is where a young man is actually aggressive or has aggressive impulses.
Okay.
But he's unaware that he is aggressive. And then he accused someone else of being aggressive.
Oh, right. Okay, I got it.
And who is that someone else?
No, whoever else. It could be a friend.
Whoever else. It could be
a lover, whatever. Yeah. So you're almost duplicating yourself without knowing it. I'm saying, like, I say I'm jealous, but I say no, you're a jealous person because I'm feeling that way, but I don't realize that I'm feeling that way. So my projection of my actual jealousy or aggressiveness, I say you are that person.
Are we in a relationship? As in like
We could be, or we could not be as well, right?
Yeah, it doesn't.
It
have
could be a
to-
friend
you
as
don't
well.
Have to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just putting whatever that you are onto someone else.
But it's like what I say. It's like I say that anybody who says something, say somebody accuses you of cheating, it only comes from someone who does cheat or can cheat. Because
Possibly,
otherwise,
yeah.
why would you have those thoughts? That's well,
It is
that's me.
possible. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV. Henrik is next. You and your eyes.
This is brand new.
Here's a
I get it.
Yeah, I know today it's very, very confusing. I think there was someone that says, Winston said, oh, I don't want to remember all this terminology. We're not asking you to remember all these terminology, and we don't want you to remember all this terminology. But just in case you do come across someone that use all these terminology, then at least you have an inkling, what they are attempting to share.
Yeah, it's good. I won't seem so retarded.
No, but I think what's coming across on our Facebook as well is that people are generally feeling that these are terms that start in the West. Because everybody has this woke culture and everybody's getting so oversensitive with terms like Glenn mentioned and all that. And
It
then-
does, like Glenn mentioned.
Yeah.
She refused to mention what
No, I don't want to say.
repeat what I said.
And that it's rubbing off here in Singapore and in the Asian culture.
Yeah. Yeah. So just because we use those terminology very loosely, as well as, sometimes it's not quite right the way we use it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Can I just
something
say,
to be-
when my brother and myself were growing up, and we could use any term and all that, my brother and myself, we would use this particular term on anyone we didn't like in the neighborhood, we were all like, what, maybe 7-8 years old, and kids, boys being boys, we would insult each other, right? But we wouldn't use bad words though, because
Not like vulgarities.
not vulgarities, because my mom was she
Yeah.
would cootie our mouths and stuff like that. So this thing that we would say or refer to someone, when we were playing football or whatever, would be, you retarded, pregnant, paralyzed toad, you.
Oh my God.
Oh, no!
Oh my goodness.
And then we would laugh and
But I know, I agree with Glenn. I mean, terms like retard, idiot,
Yeah.
you're stupid, and things like that. I
Right.
think these were terms that we grew up with,
yeah.
and these were terms that were not regarded as wrong.
Precisely,
to
and we would
use.
laugh about it because it
Yeah.
was much better than, let's say, using the F word or
Yeah, for sure.
or a few Hokkien bad words
Yep.
that I learned from my father. So that was harmless to us. That was
Yeah.
more like, hey, I just want to insult you.
Yeah.
So different from these
now,
days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I see your point of view, and that's why we also want to work on some of the terminology, because people are using clinical terms on other people. So, for example, the word or the clinical disorder narcissism. So they call everybody narcissistic.
Yeah.
Just because someone is self-centered doesn't mean that the person has a disorder. But the term has been used so loosely by everybody that they diagnose everyone with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. But
Can you
it's not
diagnose
true.
anybody? Because there are people who call me narcissist. I want to know whether I'm a narcissist or not.
But you
can
can
you do a check?
only be a narcissist if you've been diagnosed with it, right? That's what she's saying.
Yes.
Yeah, so can you
Yes.
diagnose me? Can you just
No.
try and check and see whether I'm really a narcissist or not? I want to know.
He's always trying to get onto the couch. No.
Onto your couch in particular.
Correct.
Yeah. No, but narcissism or NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is a disorder. So it cannot be used to describe somebody loosely.
Yeah, but I think I get the depression, because depression is very serious. You know, I mean that it can come to a very serious situation. I get things like autism and a few other things, but things like narcissism and. I mean, it to me it doesn't feel as serious. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure there is a very, very serious side to it. But if I were to call someone like Glenn narcissistic, I'm not looking to insult him or misdiagnose him. I'm just saying he's very egoistic.
So you can use the word egoistic.
This is true as well. Doesn't sound as fun though.
I'm like, hello, I am the ego man.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, let's say you don't name yourself that, but I still think you're egoistic or narcissistic. I'll say he's very narcissistic. But it's wrong.
You can say that. It's not wrong. You're absolutely right. But because it's been pathologized in our society today, calling someone narcissistic often implies that the person has a disorder. So yeah, I know Glenn is like, oh.
No, but I think it's okay. It's up to the individual, right? There's some individuals who will not feel insulted if they were labeled narcissists.
But you don't know who they are.
Egomaniacs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can call me anything. I'm fine.
Okay, so the term egomaniac, the word maniac in it is like, it's also crazy / insane. So is that politically correct to use?
It is not used by our younger generation, so it hasn't really come up. It's used by the older generation.
Yes.
You wait another 10 years, they'll say they discovered the word.
The older generation, everything is maniac. My mom would go like, you know what, that guy over there, he's a sex maniac. I'm like, Mom, how do you know? How do you know he's a sex maniac?
He looked at me strangely.
Just like that only is a sex maniac, is it?
So it's not as widely used. So that we're not talking about it today. But of course, if you're trying to label somebody with a disorder, so a rule of thumb, if you're trying to label somebody with the disorder, don't. But if you're trying to describe someone, then describe specifically. So I would borrow what Glenn says, be specific. So rather than using a disorder, we can say this person has a big ego.
Okay. Got it.
Right,
Okay.
right. Just like the term maniac. He's a maniac. What type of maniac? Sorry, just maniac.
You just took all the fun out of it.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the PIE towards the airport, a broken down vehicle is at Tampines Street 31's entrance. And on the PIE towards Tuas, an accident after Paya Lebar Road causing a backup to Bedok North Road. Avoid lane 4. Finally, on the SLE towards the CTE after Lentor Avenue's exit, look out for a broken down vehicle. Oh, just one more has popped up on the SLE towards the CTE. Another accident after Lentor Avenue's exit. Avoid lane 1. Wherever you are this morning, stay safe.
Good morning and welcome back to a lovely Tuesday morning. I'm looking out and it's definitely not as bad as the past few days. Definitely the rain is starting to lighten and hopefully by tomorrow or the day after we'll get some sunshine. Speaking of sunshine, we have with us Dr. Geraldine Tan Tuang Ling. The reason why I never wanted to say twang and I was saying twang, I just realized why. Because in the army, the term twang is used very, very often. And, it means you kind of like lazy and you're a skiver.
Okay, got it.
So, hey, you, don't twang, huh? He's a twang king.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, okay.
So twang is better.
Twang.
Yes.
Okay, twang it shall be then. And in Orchard Road, we have blue skies and the sun is shining.
So nice, right?
Here as well.
All right, looks like I'll be able to play golf on Thursday.
Thursday is 2 days away. Anything can happen.
Well, stop it. Why do you even have to say that?
I'm just saying.
Okay, anyway. Jerry, we need to wrap up your segment right now.
Okay, so we have quite a number of terminology today. I know we've gone through quite a bit, but if anyone is confused, you can always play back.
It would be,
or you can ask, for the terminology to be explained, and we will attempt to explain it on the Big Show TV. But let me go with the quote. I see. I would go with one of the theoretical frameworks, Gestalt theory, and Fritz Perls, the psychiatrist who came up with Gestalt theory, says, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind."
Love that one. Love that one.
Really, really love that one.
Really, really nice. I just wanted
This
to
is one quote I understand
Yeah.
from you. Sorry.
We were talking about the weather earlier, and I just wanted to say in Bishan there is a rainbow. So if you are in the Bishan area, Aloysius Tan has messaged in saying, "Look out for that rainbow."
Aw.
Thank you.
Haven't seen a rainbow in a while,
In a
actually.
while.
Thank you very much, Dr. Geraldine Tan. Twangling.
Twang.
Yes. We will.
Yes, yes.
We will see you again soon.
I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Take care. All right. Up next, Imagine Dragons. This is Believer on Kiss 92.